Piccadilly Press presents Shiver Point, A Tap at the Window, written by Gabriel Dillon and read by Ciaran Saward. Chapter 1. One Stormy Night. It was almost dark when Riley heard the screams. They whipped across the fields, carried on the wind, towards the treehouse where she was working on her latest invention. Riley moved away from her bench to the window, her skin turning cold. Had she imagined the noises? Or had she really heard someone screaming? A moment later the sounds came again, echoing from somewhere in the distance. But now that Riley listened more closely, she realized that there were other noises too. Yells and laughter rising over the low rumble of thunder in the distance. Riley rubbed her eyes, stared out into the dusk, and tried to work out where the sounds were coming from. Her granddad's house backed onto fields, miles and miles of them, stretching away as far as she could see. A storm was forecast for tonight, a big one, and with the dark skies that loomed overhead, it was hard to make out anything at all. Riley's curiosity took over, and she moved back towards her bench, digging through a mass of wires and screwdrivers and circuit boards until she found what she was looking for. An old set of binoculars she'd boosted one night when she was bored, improving their magnification while also amplifying the light so they could work in the dark. Switching them on, Riley studied the scene out of the window again. There, 5 small figures making their way through the empty fields. But why? Riley fiddled with her binoculars, zooming in so that the grainy silhouettes took shape. The group were all kids, around the same age as Riley, laughing and joking as they crossed the fields. Their torches were fixed on a shadowy outline in the distance, an old farm that had sat abandoned for as long as Riley could remember. Slowly, Riley moved her binoculars from one figure to the next, trying to work out what they were doing. Why were they out so late? She couldn't see their faces, but there was something familiar about them. She shifted her focus to the leader of the group, who had a quick, confident walk and instantly recognizable, long blonde hair tied up in pigtails. Riley felt her breath catch in her throat. It was Bethany Blight, Shiver Point's local bully. But why was she heading towards Darkraven Farm? From a distance, the silhouette of the main house looked like a skull, its shattered windows resembling empty eye sockets, the boarded-up door a toothless mouth. Deserted fields surrounded the farm and its outbuildings, bare, barren stretches of land dotted with skeletal trees. It certainly wasn't a place Riley had ever wanted to visit. There were whispers about Darkraven, silly stories that Riley had heard in the playground for years. Rumours that if you listened closely enough on dark winter nights, you could hear ghostly cries and wails from somewhere inside the old farmhouse. That the farm was cursed, and anyone who set foot on the land would suffer a terrible fate. That there was a reason the family who'd once lived there had vanished, and no one new had ever moved in. But they were just stories, weren't they? Riley felt a chill prickle her skin, slowly fading as she remembered where she lived. Shiver Point. And nothing remotely exciting or interesting ever happened here. At least that used to be the case. Riley glanced at her phone, sitting on the edge of the workbench, and at the small yellow sticker glued onto the case, the one designed by Alex. 2 S's and a wide, toothy grin. Shiver Squad. It still felt strange to be part of something, to have friends after so long on her own. Riley felt like she finally fitted in somewhere, like she'd found people who really understood her, who helped her to forget her problems. And with everything going on in her life right now, she needed that. Riley's eyes drifted towards the bulky shape on the workbench, the invention she'd been working on.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?